People have been asking me all day, are you nervous? Yes, now I am. I'd like to extend my appreciation to Cardinal Bernardo for being with us tonight. And for my brother bishops, I see at least 4 of them, one sitting up here. I see 3 out in the congregation. Welcome and thanks for coming all the way in tonight. And hopefully tomorrow, I know Bishop Ann has to go back to Dallas, so he's with us tonight. As I was thinking and praying over this, what I'm going to say tonight, all I could think of is my mother and my father. What a great set of parents that I had. I still have. They brought all this together in the front row. All 15 of us. And they taught me by their example what it is to be a Catholic, what it is to be a Christian, and even what it is for me to be a priest. They taught me that you're not in it for yourself. You're in it to share your blessings and your gifts, and you're to give them away. And you're going to bring them to the people in most in need. And you will always get back more than you give. And that was something that I cherished from my parents. They weren't outlandish people. They were very simple people. My dad, if he got 5 or 10 words out of him at a time, it was a big conversation all the time. My mother was chitty-chatty. She talked to everybody. She never found somebody that wasn't her friend. Yet, through their example, they gave me a focus on what I wanted to do with my life as I grew older. And living with my grandmother, who was a very matriarchal person, we knew we had only one place that we were going to go to church, and that was her son's church, Annunciation. And the priest there told me later on that they hated us because we had to run to the rectory. If I wanted vanilla wafers, I knew exactly where they were stashed. And I would go in and get vanilla wafers. If I wanted orange juice, I'd go to the refrigerator and get orange juice. And they had no privacy with the Sheltz boys around. And though their example, my uncle's example, and as I said over and over when I got to high school, the example of my teachers at St. Thomas helped me to make up my mind that I was going to enter the priesthood. And I promised myself that I was going to be a humble servant. I wasn't going to be somebody that was going to go out and be flamboyant and make a big splash or what have you. I was going to work hard to be a kind and understanding and patient person. And as I went through my training, my parents were always saying, we're proud of you. If you don't want to be a priest, if you want to do something else, we'll understand and we'll still love you. And they made that offer to me every year when I went back to the seminary. I said, no, this is what I want. Well, we're happy. We're praying for you. We're there for you. And when the day came for my ordination, I was ready. And the thing I remember about my ordination the most was kneeling in front of Bishop Markowski. And he takes my hands between his hands. And he says, do you promise me obedience and all of my successors? And I said, yes. And boy, did that ever come back on me many times. Because I have been asked to do things that I really didn't want to do. But I always remember that I promised obedience. thought I would have to be obedient to the Pope in a certain way. But when that phone call comes and you have that question, Pope Benedict XVI today has named you to be the auxiliary bishop of the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston. Do you accept? And I literally said, why did he do that to me? And the nuncio simply said, do you accept? And my reply to him, I humbly accept the call. And I make a promise to you, my brother priest, to my family, that I will continue to be a humble servant. I'm not in it for myself. I have not gotten used to all the paraphernalia that's coming on me. I just kind of laugh at it every once in a while. That's me. But I will be a humble servant, and I will be there with you. One of the things one of my parishioners said when I was at St. Anthony, Christ Redeemer, and I was mopping the church one Saturday, and they said, why are you doing that? And I said, because I called for a cleanup day. And if I'm not cleaning up with you, then I'm not practicing what I believe in. So give me my mop back and let me get to work. And I will continue to be that way in my service to this archdiocese. I saw Father Arnell out in the congregation. Father Arnell told me a story that I would like to pass on to you. He said that he heard there was a teacher, a catechist, preparing her students for confirmation. And she had heard somebody tell her that when Cardinal DiNardo came, he always asked an important question. So this catechist called one of her friends where the Cardinal had just been and said, what is the important question the Cardinal asked? And he said, what is a pectoral cross? So this catechist ran home and studied up on pectoral crosses and taught all the kids about pectoral crosses. And sure enough, the Cardinal came for confirmation. And he gets up and he's talking to him and he says, I have an important question to ask you. What is an auxiliary bishop? And this little kid raised his hand and he points at him and says, yes, what is an auxiliary bishop? He says, it's a big, heavy cross hanging around. Thanks for being here. Thanks for my family being here. It's a great support. And I will serve to the best of my ability in a humble way. One last thing. John McCarthy